Hello everyone, this is a Fox Hunter. It's been a while since last time I uploaded a video to my channel, and there are a couple of reasons. Number one, I've been busy with other projects, mostly involved in AI, and another reason is because I've been consuming a lot of political content, and a lot of the ideas that I get to make videos they mostly have to do about politics. And right now making political content is very stressful, it's very demanding because there are constant updates coming out every time, and there's just too much work for one person. I mean, you need a full team. If you're gonna be a political content creator, you need a full team. You need people to do research, you need people to write your scripts, you need people to edit your videos, because a one-man operation is just not gonna be enough. But with that said, I just want to clarify right now. My last video about Charlie Kirk's alleged shooter, I stand behind my opinion 100%. And for anybody out there who still believes that bullshit, that the alleged shooter was a leftist, well, just let me tell you, all the information seems to contradict that. Charlie Kirk's alleged shooter was not a leftist. Now, I'm not gonna get too much into it. I'm just gonna tell you this. There's this YouTuber, he goes by the name Turkey Tom. About 3 weeks ago, he uploaded this video right here. It's named The Charlie Kirk Killer's Discord Logs. Now, I'm gonna leave a link down below for this video. Go watch it, and you'll see what I mean when I say that there is no way for the alleged shooter to be a leftist. There's no way. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Go watch this video from Turkey Tom, and then think about it. Think. You make your own decisions. I already made mine. I stand firmly on my last video, but now I digress. Let's move on. The reason why I'm making this video today is because something happened this week. Something that motivated me into making this video. And that something is YouTuber who goes by the name Drunk Running. Now, Drunk Running is a YouTuber who I started following after he left a comment in one of my Gonzalo Lira videos. Well, long story short, Drunk Running and me, we share some similarities when it comes to political views and opinions about YouTubers who are just putting out bullshit and lies in their videos. Well, most recently, Drunk Running uploaded a video criticizing another YouTuber. And Drunk Running's video motivated me into making this video right here, because I also wanted to criticize that other YouTuber. Now, what YouTuber I'm talking about? Well, it's this guy. Now, this guy right here, I refuse to call him by that name that he's going with. Now, here's the thing. This YouTuber in question, this guy right here, I'm not gonna call him by his name, because he goes by a name given to a divine entity similar to an angel who is close to God. And I refuse to call him that because, as someone who grew up in a Christian culture, I refuse to call this guy by that name right there, because this guy is full of shit. And he is nowhere closer to God, because he's a liar and a propagandist. As a matter of fact, I'll say this guy is a white nationalist wannabe. Except that this guy is not even American. Oh, but he likes to promote right-wing bullshit. Man, I'm telling you, this guy, he wants to be American so bad. He just put in his application for American citizenship, and he's already calling himself American.
Says, bro thinks he's on the team and he's not even American, LOL. Ooh, wow, Destiny, you cooked. You really cooked. You smoked me on this one. How am I ever gonna respond to such a highly researched, a strong comeback? Well, here's how I'm gonna respond to that, Destiny. when it comes to me. That research meaning you just had to scroll down a little bit and see that in one of my recent posts, I announced that the immigration authorities have contacted me through letter to letting me know that I am allowed to begin my citizenship proceedings to become an American citizen. I have begun that process with my lawyers. Now, it's gonna take some time, of course, but yeah, it's kind of funny the fact that you point a finger at me and tell me you're not even American. Well, hold on a minute. 1, I am becoming an American citizen. 2, I am married to an American citizen. 3, my son will be an American citizen. And 4, I live in America, I pay my taxes here, I immigrated legally. So yes, I would say I am part of a team.
I mean, what a stupid mother... Anyway, in the meantime, I'm just gonna call him Metadork, because that's what this guy is. He's an insufferable dork. This guy is no closer to God. He doesn't even look human. I mean, look at him. He looks like a dwarf. He looks like Gimli from Lord of the Rings. Anyway, going back to Drunk Running. Running made a video about Metadork criticizing the YouTuber Kyle Kulinski from Secular Talk. Kyle Kulinski is a massive left-wing commentator who got some pushback for criticizing Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk. Now, before I move on, I'm just gonna say, Drunk Running has some solid takes about this guy. But in this video, I'm not gonna criticize the same thing that Drunk Running is talking about. You can watch my video and then you can go watch Drunk Running's video, and you don't have to worry about watching the same talking points over and over. Drunk Running, he has some solid takes. I'm gonna have my own takes on Metadork's video, and yeah. So, to make this video as short and digestible as possible, I'm going to criticize lies that Metadork is spreading in his video. The first lie that I'm gonna be criticizing is the comments that Metadork is saying about Kyle Kulinski. The comments that Kyle Kulinski endorses political violence. That's gonna be the first one. And lastly, the second take that I'm gonna be talking about is the hypocrisy about people criticizing Erika Kirk. So let's get started. So throughout the video, Metadork claims that Kyle Kulinski and the left celebrate and endorse political violence. Now, let me show you the key moments when he makes these accusations.
So let's have a look at this post that I shared and responded to. On a side note, I'm sure this guy loves this. He absolutely thinks this is totally hilarious. 100% guaranteed.
100% guarantee.
Both ways.
Okay.
You can't make her deeply political. You can't put her front and center. You can't put her at the head of TPUSA. You can't put her in front of every fucking camera and microphone in existence and then get mad when we react to it.
You didn't just react. You should be allowed to react. I agree with him. He should be able to react and attack at arguments, attack at points, attack at politics, attack everything she stands for if that's what you want. What we get mad is that you guys laugh at the death. You celebrate death. You endorse murder. You laugh at suffering. And then that's what you do not have a pass to that sort of behavior. You don't.
He claims that he celebrates death, that he endorses political violence. That's what he's saying. Here's one more take where he makes the same accusations.
But no one is ever going to take you seriously because what you do is inappropriate. 50 times more. What's more, I have this question for you. If you do watch this video and respond, Secular Talk, Kyle, I have this question for you. What's more appropriate? Please don't dodge the question. Have the decency. Be a man and respond and answer this. What's more inappropriate? Raising a fundraiser after your husband dies, or making videos to laugh, celebrate, endorse the assassination of Charlie Kirk? Which among these two is more appropriate? Don't dodge it, don't deflect it, don't tell me yeah but and hit a whataboutism. Which of these two? So at least be transparent. And if your answer is that what she's doing is more inappropriate, then at least we see your true colors. Own it at this point. And instead, if you agree with me and you say that calling for violence on the children and endorsing political assassination of your opponents, intellectual opponents, if you think that that is more inappropriate, then why are you not calling out what is more inappropriate? and instead you're focusing on a grieving wife. It's checkmate. Whichever you choose is checkmate.
Wildly.
It's checkmate. Whatever you choose is checkmate. This guy, he's such a clown. Now, this is the reason why I really wanted to make this video. I used to follow this guy because I'm a history buff. As a facts hunter, I like to learn truth. I like watching content from history content YouTubers. For example, I used to watch videos by people like Oversimplified, History Buffs, Biographics, and that's how I came across this guy. Years ago, I found this guy and I subscribed to him. But now, this clown is now making right-wing propaganda videos full of misinformation, and that was really disappointing. You would think that this guy, who used to make videos about Japanese samurai, will care to do some research before posting content. But no, this clown claims and guarantees that Kyle Kulinski celebrates and endorses political violence. This is a lie. This dwarf-looking clown did not do research on Kyle Kulinski. In fact, Charlie Kirk accused Kyle of the same thing. This happened during a debate in 2019, and this is what Kyle told Charlie Kirk to his face when Charlie Kirk accused him of the same thing that Metatron is accusing him of. Just watch this.
And there's a reason why the Democrats will not denounce Antifa. It's because if you want to see the face of the Democrat Party, I'll show it to you. They're wearing a mask.
All right, Kyle gets the last word on that.
Charlie, you're not debating the Democrats. You're debating Kyle Kulinski. If you just asked me, it would have been very simple.
What do you think of Antifa?
Do I denounce Antifa? Yes. I denounce political violence. But I think it's really interesting that you started this whole rant by acting like political violence is only on the left. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
So show me a singular instance where there are people wearing MAGA hats waiting outside of a leading Democrat.
I'll do you one better. How about a guy named Caesar Sayoc who murdered people with a fucking MAGA hat on?
So there you have it. Kyle Kulinski telling Charlie Kirk to his face that he denounces political violence and he denounces Antifa. But of course, some people are gonna say, well, that video is from 2019. Check this out. He uploaded this video November 3rd, 2019, and you can still find it. Now, you're gonna say that it's been a long time and most likely Kyle Kulinski has changed his mind in 2025 and now he endorses and most likely celebrated when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, right? That's what some people are gonna say. Well, wrong, because the very same day that Charlie Kirk was shot, within minutes, Kyle Kulinski uploaded a video with his reaction to Charlie Kirk's assassination. And mind you, at that moment that he uploaded that video, he didn't even know that Charlie Kirk was dead. You can still find the video right here on his channel. Check it out.
Hey guys, so I'm literally sitting here. I was recording my show and Crystal interrupted, and she never interrupts the show. It's very rare she interrupts the show. I saw she texted me first and I couldn't respond because I was doing my show. Then she actually walks in and this never happens. And she goes, Charlie Kirk was shot. I'm like, what? And she's like, he might be dead. Like, hit him straight up, like in his neck. It looked like he got hit. And I didn't want to see the video, but I was scrolling through Twitter and I just saw the video, and man, it's bad. It is not good. It is not good. I saw they had one guy who's seemingly like some old guy who they have in custody, who's the suspect. I don't want to comment too much now on like if that actually is the guy, because this is very early. This just happened. I really have no actual information on it, but it is astonishing. This is absolutely astonishing. And I mean, shit, this is America now, right? Like, this is the political violence that we have. And it's a terrifying thing. I mean, Charlie Kirk is literally like in the same business that I'm in. right? And he was doing this event in public, some university, I think in Utah, and had this giant crowd that was watching him. And I guess he was debating people or something. But the same business I'm in. And it just, you know, it reminds you, it's a stark reminder, like, given the current political environment and how fucking off the rails everything is, how unhinged everything is, how divided everybody is, this is a possibility. Like, this stuff happens. And so I've debated Charlie Kirk in the past. I could say for sure that behind the scenes, he's a very different guy, I'd say, behind the scenes. He seems like a very nice guy. He even at one point offered to do some sort of a political tour with me, like do, I guess, some debate tour where it's me and him debating, something like that. Obviously I didn't pick him up on it, but I think it was Politicon maybe 2018 or something like that I debated Charlie Kirk. So he's a nice guy behind the scenes. And he's got a kid. He's got a wife and a kid. Like, it's rough, man. This is rough. This is bad.
What we get mad is that you guys laugh at the death. You celebrate death. You endorse murder. You laugh at suffering. And then that's what you do not have a pass. And
look, what history shows us is once you start having political violence like this, it doesn't stop. Like, it escalates, it gets worse, more of it happens. And so usually when there are these sorts of political assassinations, it's like multiple, they don't come in ones, they come in like fives, right? I mean, think of the 1960s and that era and everything that went on there. So it's not good. It is not good. It's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely disturbing. It's absolutely disgusting.
On a side note, I'm sure this guy loves this. He absolutely thinks this is totally hilarious. 100% guaranteed.
100% guarantee.
Like I said, I didn't want to watch the video, but I watched the video. I regret that I watched that video. And I don't know, man. I just feel really bad for his wife, his kid, and I hope he recovers. It didn't look good based on the video, but I hope he recovers. But not good. I think this political violence is, and we felt it. Everybody's felt it coming for a while, right? We felt it coming for a while, and we've already seen, like, the mass shootings are starting to tick up again. Like, all of it's coming undone. And I think that goes hand in hand with the imperial decline. Everybody's pissed off. Everybody's divided. You know, the economy's in the shitter. Inflation's going up. Unemployment's going up. People have a crisis of meaning. And, like, it's the wheels are coming off, and they're coming off real quick. So just some big breaking news that I wanted to record here for you guys. It literally all just happened right now. I'm not sure when we're going to get our next updates, but I got my eyes on what's happening, and it ain't good, that's for sure.
So yes, this guy who used to make videos about history, backed up with research data, did not bother to do research about current events, and instead is promoting right-wing propaganda. But here is the key flaw about this guy. Metadork claims that criticizing Erika Kirk is deplorable and that Kyle is at fault for not speaking against people from his own side of the political spectrum.
Really lost 1,000 points with me. Anyways, fake teardrops, skin-tight black leather, morning pants, adult-size costume, blah, blah, blah. And there she is with all the money. But in general, when people use grifter, it's just so f***ing unbecoming. It's like it's a loser move. If your attack onto someone, rather than addressing their point, position, and argument, is to call them a grifter, you've already lost. It demonstrates you do not have the ability to face their argument. And in fact, it's a way to undermine said argument. So whenever I see someone using a grift, you've already lost 1,000 points with me. Anyways, fake teardrops, skin-tight black leather, morning pants, adult-size costume, blah, blah, blah. And there she is with all the money, pretending. Unbelievable. This is in absolute poor taste. Poor taste. It's indecent. It's disgusting. And I don't even know why the left tolerates people like this. But still, why are we even arguing about this? Are you saying that she doesn't care that her husband died? That's disgusting. You can't prove that, and you should be ashamed of yourself for even suggesting that she doesn't care about her husband being killed. He still is the father of her children. What kind of monsters do you think people on the right wing are? Simply because we are conservatives, it doesn't mean we don't have feelings for the father of our freaking children. Shame on you. Statement people like this, like him, and those who are worse than him, by the way, because there is worse than this. Like, there is worse than the mocking. But people like him, Destiny, Hassan Piker, and all of those liberals and progressives that made videos, that dressed up, that did this, that said, that did the little songs to celebrate Charlie Kirk's murder, they are the real enemies of themselves. Disgusted enough. So that's the guy. And that's the lack of decency on the radical left.
That only a deplorable leftist will attack a grieving widow, accusing her of being a grifter. Well, that leads me to my next point, is the hypocrisy about people criticizing Erika Kirk. Metadork is not only a liar, but also a hypocrite. Something you need to know about this guy is that he wants to be a white nationalist, which is kind of funny considering that this guy is not even American. Hell, according to him, people have told him that he is not white because he is from Italy, and that people from Italy are not white.
Now, given sometimes in census, because I have to be objective here, sometimes in census, when you look at ethnic percentages within given population clusters, particularly in the US, whether or not you, like usually you add Italians in those as white now, you didn't before, but it's like Italians have become white in the perspective of America now. Not everyone, because people do tell me, you're Italian, you're not even white. And I'm like, I am white, thank you. But whatever.
But those comments don't deter him from his dreams of becoming an American white nationalist. In fact, he admires Nick Fuentes. He calls him base.
That I strongly, I agree. Yeah, America first, absolutely. I think that that's a very valid statement to make. Whenever he fights against the radical left and the way they attack white people, and he says we need to be pro-white, I agree with that. Whenever he speaks about immigration, generally I agree, at least when it comes to illegal immigration, although sometimes he extends too far. But of course, the main problems that I have with Nick Fuentes personally, and I know that some of you in the comments will come here and tell me Nick is based. Fine, if that's what you believe, that's okay. He is based on some of the things he says. Absolutely. But then he loses me when he goes into his extremes, because I absolutely hate Nazism. I hate all forms of totalitarian regimes. I despise Stalin and communism. So the fact that he praises Stalin, it's another massive problem with me.
So here is how much of a liar and a hypocrite this clown is. He accuses Kyle of not criticizing and calling out people from his own side of the political spectrum when it comes to criticizing Erika Kirk for trying to monetize the tragedy of her husband's passing. Well, you want to know who else has been calling out the grieving widow for the same reasons? Nick Fuentes. Yep, check this out.
And I think they were pushing it when she filmed his dead body. I think they were pushing it when she took control of the organization 72 hours later. I think they were pushing it with the fireworks and the WWE Batista entrance when she gave the eulogy at his funeral. And then now she's hosting the show and she's saying, we have so much business. We have so much business, you can't believe it. We have unreleased content, and we're so excited about what Turning Point's going to do next. It's like, lady, didn't your husband just get his face blown off like 2 seconds ago? And not to be insensitive about it, but everyone's thinking it. No one wants to be the asshole. No one wants to say it. Everyone's thinking it. Everyone was thinking it when she gave the first speech. Everyone was definitely thinking it at the memorial. Nobody wants to say it because it's inappropriate. It's insensitive. I am the troll, right? So I'll be the one to say it. I think it's super inappropriate. I think it's inappropriate. I think it's weird. It's bizarre. Something is off there and I don't like it. And I think even from a strategic point of view, they should reel that in a little bit.
So here's the hypocrisy. Kyle Kulinski and Nick Fuentes are both giving the same criticism to Erika Kirk. But Metadork calls out Kyle Kulinski but ignores Nick Fuentes. And then goes on and accuses Kyle of not calling out people from his side. Well, this looks like a clear case of projection and hypocrisy to me.
Why did she immediately come out and say, I'm going to take over Charlie's position at TPUSA? Don't you think that the overwhelming majority of people, especially if you're torn up psychologically and mentally, wouldn't you say, you know what, I'm going to step back from the spotlight. I'm going to have some time to mourn.
Did you lose your spouse? Was your spouse assassinated because of politics? No. So you're in no position to say what you would have done. And also, I respect that. You know why I respect that? Because it looks to me like a woman who is putting her children and her ability to provide for those children. I'm not pretending that she's not rich. Of course she's rich. But she's still putting her family first and decided to take that position and not allow the monsters who took out her husband to win. Because that's what they want. They wanted to leave it. In fact, they want the entirety Turning Point USA to collapse because of it. And she's standing to fight. She's showing an example to her children that she's going to be strong. In fact, that's a strong woman if I've ever seen one. You should be proud of her. Hypocrite.
Let's look at the marriage. Erika Kirk is now taking over Turning Point. That's suspicious as fuck. Because what we are being led to believe is that Erika Kirk is the archetypal trad girl. Isn't that the perception they're cultivating? When you look at some of these clips, she's supposed to be the ultimate trad wife. She's speaking at the Young Women's Leadership Summit. She's on podcasts saying, oh my gosh, I can't focus because I'm so in love with Charlie. If he's here, I can't focus. I'm so smitten. Like, that's the character that she's playing. That's the character that they're selling us. Her husband gets shot in the neck graphically in front of everybody. Shouldn't Miss Tradwife, shouldn't she be like despondent? And I'm not trying to judge how people grieve. It's not our position to judge how they grieve or what their response is. Maybe she's just got unbelievable resolve. But if she really is the ultimate trad wife who knows her place and is a helper to her husband, a helpmate, and she's so smitten with him and she's the perfect trad wife like how she's been presented to us for years, then when her husband gets shot in the neck and blood starts spurting everywhere in front of everybody who starts screaming and running away, shouldn't she be like in shock? Shouldn't she be like in a catatonic state or crying and be in a veil as a widow somewhere?
Nick is based. Fine, if that's what you believe, that's okay. He is based on some of the things he says. Absolutely.
I'm going to have some time to reflect. I'm going to have some time to rethink my life. I'm going to have some time to get my shit together since I just lost my fucking better half. No, she immediately jumped in and said, I'm going to take Charlie's position at TPUSA. Why are there videos that are all over social media, and they are, you can't deny it, of her crying, but it's 100% proven there are no tears. She's got the tissue, she's doing the thing, but then you zoom in, there's no tears. Why is that happening?
Could you imagine this creep who actually sees a widow crying after her husband's neck was exploded, and this guy is there zooming in with the pixels trying to see if there actually is. How do you know it wasn't edited out? How do you know it wasn't just, maybe she jumped cut, but still, why are we even arguing about this? Are you saying that she doesn't care that her husband died? That's disgusting. You can't prove that, and you should be ashamed of yourself for even suggesting that she doesn't care about her husband being killed. He still is the father of her children. What kind of monsters do you think people on the right wing are? Simply because we are conservatives, it doesn't mean we don't have feelings for the father of our freaking children. Shame on you.
The second he dies, she takes over Turning Point. That happened like 2 days later. She's all of a sudden the president of this $500 million organization. Super influential, now super powerful after Charlie became a martyr, and she's given speeches. She's given a speech, and the speech, I'm sorry, it's totally canned. The first speech she gave next to his empty chair, she's like doing this weird affect, wiping away tears that aren't there. With this scripted speech, you know, the battle cry of this widow, the cries of this widow will echo like a...
Nick is based. Fine, if that's what you believe, that's okay. He is based on some of the things he says. Absolutely.
It absolutely positively is. Why were there fucking pyrotechnics at his funeral before she spoke like it was some sort of WWE event?
Oh my gosh, he's literally, though, now you're losing the plot. Who cares about the pyrotechnics? Who cares? Man, he's really, you know what this demonstrates is that he doesn't have a strong counter argument, and so now he needs to try and get every single little bit. Why did he put on a blue tie if the guy was a Republican? Why did he put on jeans instead of a suit? Like, he's literally gonna find. I mean, if you talk about the fireworks, then he's literally gonna go into every single possible detail. That all of this, by the way, to justify this, which doesn't work.
Then they do this memorial, and once again, I get it. If that's the turning point way, by all means, and they want to honor his life, by all means. But they're doing the Super Bowl commentators with the headsets on, doing a media table. They're selling merch, registering voters. They got pyrotechnics. Is this WrestleMania or is this a funeral? Like, what are we doing here? And then, the day after the funeral, I'm getting 500 texts and emails. Erika Kirk here. I miss him. Every time I blink, every beat of my heart. Make sure to donate $5, $15, $25. It's like, okay. And then at the WWE Memorial, she comes out to fireworks and she does this like she's Mary in her white suit. Her makeup, her hair did, and she goes out with fireworks at her husband's fucking funeral like this. She fucking posed. Did you see that? And then she goes up and says, yeah, I'm running Turning Point now, and this is how... It's giving me like Claire Underwood vibes. I think that was an arranged marriage, and either she was like a handler or she was... she had political ambitions of her own. But yeah, I don't know. Look, who is Erika Kirk now? This is a person that is being foisted on us.
These are really the things that kind of put me off into becoming someone who's like, Nick Fuentes is based. He is based on some of the things he says. Absolutely. But then he loses me when he goes into his extremes, because I absolutely hate Nazism. I hate all forms of totalitarian regimes. I despise Stalin and communism. So the fact that he praises Stalin, it's another massive problem with me. And yes, you can justify and say he means that he was a great man historically. And I'm like, yeah, but then he also has a clip where he says it's his hero. So, like, I'm sorry. But then again, on the same sentence, he's also saying that he believes that Stalin is burning in hell. So if you're a Christian, how is someone who is, in your own words, burning in hell, which I totally agree with, by the way, how is he also your hero? So, like, I believe he's a totalitarian. That's how I interpret that. He must be a totalitarian at that point, someone who believes that totalitarianism, so like one party, perhaps one party rule and that kind of situation, is the answer to the radical left wing and the stuff they do and the shooting of Charlie Kirk and that kind of situation. I know he has a history with Charlie Kirk. Some of the things he said about Charlie Kirk, I'm not a huge fan of. But that's his own right to believe that. It's not like he has to agree with me necessarily. I'm just trying to come to you to tell you, even though I am someone who will absolutely white knight, white in all caps, for white people, and I always will, because it's the only form of racism that is tolerated in the West, being anti-white, and everyone is like, oh, you're so good. And that pisses me off. So whenever he fights against that, I will agree with Nick Fuentes. And at this point, I prefer someone to be unapologetic. So at least they're honest and transparent, even though the things they are saying profoundly disturb me. My own grandfather in Italy was kidnapped by Nazi soldiers and brought to the Dachau concentration camp, which is the concentration camp that was used specifically for people that were considered political enemies, so people by the regime. So no, I guess I am biased from that point of view when it comes to my anti-Nazi sentiment, but it is what it is. So when someone says he's Team Hitler or praises the likes of the Austrian painter, then yeah, I will disagree with that, and I will always disagree with that, and it is what it is. But I think at least I'm treating him like a man, because this idea of, maybe he didn't mean it, no, are you sure? Maybe he's just being edgy. He's not being edgy, he's telling you what he believes.
So here is the hypocrisy. Kyle Kulinski and Nick Fuentes are both giving the same criticism of Erika Kirk, but Metatron calls out Kyle Kulinski but ignores Nick Fuentes, and then goes on and accuses Kyle of not calling out people from his own side. Well, this looks like a clear case of projection and hypocrisy to me. This guy is a piece of trash. Metadork, you are an Italian trash person. You clown. So yes, this guy, this clown, Metadork, is a scumbag liar. And what really gets me angry is that this guy is uploading like 2 videos a day. And he gets away with this because he's doing no research whatsoever on what he's talking about. And I can tell you, he's from Italy. He has very little knowledge on American politics. What he's saying right now is so lack of information that is just infuriating how he gets away with this. I mean, speaking from experience, I can tell you, it's tough to do research. It's time consuming and it's difficult to put out constant videos that are well researched. But this guy, he doesn't have to worry about doing research because he knows that the right-wing crowds, they don't care about facts. All they want is bullshit to feed their confirmation bias. They go and claim Charlie Kirk's shooter is a leftist Democrat. Oh, really? What proof do you have for your arguments? Well, his girlfriend was a transgender woman. Well, that's not enough proof. The FBI said he was. Oh, you mean the same FBI that now says that the Epstein files are Democrat propaganda? Just because Trump is saying that the Epstein files are a Democrat's hoax, you're gonna believe that? No! Do your research. Find information. Don't set up with just words coming from people like this jackass who doesn't do any research, and it's easy to put out 2 videos, 3 videos a day, just spilling out misinformation, giving his opinions and passing them for facts. And that's what pisses me off, and that's why I wanted to make this video. So when I saw Drunk Running putting out his video about 4 or 5 days ago, I say, yes, thank God there's somebody out there who cares about exposing this guy and people like him. And you can tell that this guy, Metadork, dude, the guy is failing. In one of his videos, he says, oh, you laugh now, but we're the ones who will laugh last. Or what did he say? He said what? Hold on.
Yeah, you laugh all you want. We'll laugh last. Disgusted enough.
Yeah, laugh all you want. We laugh last. That's what he thinks. He thinks that he's on the winning team, that he can get away with spreading misinformation, and that he doesn't have to worry about anything. That's what he thinks. But he's wrong. He's wrong. And I'm gonna tell you what. Because this guy, what he's doing right now, he's fighting a losing battle. Because he's fighting identity politics, cultural politics. That's what he thinks he can win, but that's not the case. Times have changed. Right now, in less than a year after Trump became president again, the economy is failing. People are angry. People are struggling, and they don't care about cultural warfare anymore. They don't care about identity politics anymore. They care about where the next paycheck is gonna come from. That's what is happening right now. And this guy thinks that by fighting the leftist agenda and fighting against transgenders and the cultural justice warriors, he thinks that he can win, that he can laugh last. But if you don't believe me, just listen to somebody from the right side of politics. So just listen to this.
That is just not real. And maybe things are inching along, maybe things are getting better, inch by inch, but we are not feeling it. And voters need that. They need that reassurance because things are hard. Like, what are we doing? We're sending money overseas. We're fighting online over Israel and Ukraine. We're fighting over how much more debt we can get our country into. We are renovating the White House. Like, young people, I'm sorry, do not care. We genuinely do not. Like, at this rate, the quote unquote culture war is not even appealing. Like, people my age do not care about owning the libs. We care about owning homes. That is what
Yep, you heard that right there. Cultural wars are over. Right now, people care about other things. And that's why Metadork is getting only 19,000 views. He has 1 million subscribers, yet he's only getting 19,000 views, 39,000 views, 40,000 views. That dude, compare that to other YouTubers that actually know politics. For example, you got Pondering Politics, 696,000 subscribers. You got Keith Edwards with 1.09 million subscribers. You get Adam Muckler with 1.74 million subscribers. Or how about David Pacman with 3.39 million subscribers? Or how about Brian Tyler Cohen? Look, this guy is putting multiple videos per a day, and he's getting 168,000 views, 432,000 views, 498,000 views. Dude, in one day he got 1 million views. Why? Because these guys don't fight identity politics. They don't waste their viewers' time with bullshit. They do their research. But fine, you wanna say, oh, I'm left-leaning. No, I'm a centrist. Or how about look at the girl that I just showed, Brett Cooper. She's brand new. She has less time in YouTube than Metadork, and she already has 1.65 million subscribers. And she's getting decent numbers on her videos. Not as high as Brian Tyler Cohen, but just as good, because she has a team of people doing research for her. And she's killing it. So yes, Metadork, you're not laughing last. If you're doing the same thing that you're doing right now, just pushing out bullshit without doing research, you're not gonna laugh last. So my suggestion is just cut that bullshit. Stop putting out videos that are just waste of time. Do your research, because otherwise you're gonna keep failing. You're failing right now, dude. You're failing. You're a failure. But that's just my opinion. So once again, thank you. I'm sorry it's been taking a long time, and I really wanted to get motivated to make another video. Thanks to Drunk Running for motivating me with that video that he put out. Because yeah, somebody needed to call out that guy, Metadork, because he's putting out bullshit. But yeah, go watch his video. Very good stuff. And I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching me. This is a Fox Hunter. I'll see you next time. Take care and bye-bye for now.